What's going on, everybody? Kevin here, back again with the Six Streets YouTube channel after a much longer break than I intended. Went through a bit of a phase, had a lot going on in my life, so I took a bit of a break from here, much longer than what I expected, but glad to finally be back on YouTube. If you guys are new, welcome to the channel. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe at the end of the video. Be sure to like. Social media's down here, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, if you don't follow us already. Now to get on with this video, I thought I'd make this video since I haven't been on YouTube in a long time. And I actually had a couple of these car vlogs planned out. This would also be the first car vlog in the Lexus. I'll be doing a lot more of these as well, just talking about different subjects and all that. But today we're just going to be talking about what ownership of this car has been like over the past couple of months. And of course, update on the Supra. Work on that car is going to start again real soon. But yeah, I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened. If you've seen the other videos, you would have a pretty good idea of what's going on. But I've had a lot of plans just build up and then change again, change again, change again. So I'm just going to update you guys, and we're going to go over what should be the ideal way to bring back this car to the streets. And as I said, I'm going to be working on that really soon. So be sure to stay tuned for videos on that. But now let's get on with this vlog with the Lexus. As for the Lexus, what has ownership been like? Honestly, phenomenal. Everything I said in the video about this car being the best car I could have gotten on the budget I was on, looking for something between 2 to 3K. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the description below as well. But everything I said has pretty much held up to this point, and actually even gotten better. It's gotten better simply because the car did have some issues when I first bought it. It did have an oil leak from the valve covers. For some reason, the valve cover gaskets were replaced, the ones that went around the outside, but the tube seals weren't. Don't ask me why. So the valve covers had an oil leak that was really bad, especially on the driver's side. It was just pouring oil, and if I drove long enough, sometimes I would get home and it would just like blow a cloud of smoke everywhere, because that oil was dripping onto the exhaust manifold, of course. So it was a problem to an extent, and it was always something I had to be mindful. But now, we have new valve cover gaskets and tube seals to solve the problem, and I have not had that problem ever since. The car's been driving absolutely amazing. And of course, the wheels, the car looks amazing in comparison to before with the wheels. I'll post some pictures that I've taken recently, and that even some friends have taken for me on their phones. And honestly, the car just looks so much more alive. Amy shot in two-piece wheels for those of you who are wheel gurus or looking for a similar wheel for your cars. But they really set off the look of the car. The silver on polish looks absolutely amazing. And I couldn't have pictured going with anything else. If I'm completely honest with you guys, absolutely love it. Aesthetically, I'm pretty happy with the car, even with the flaws it has as far as the paint and all that. I was really tempted to just stop building the Supra for a long time and do all of the aesthetic and mechanical bits this car needs. That being, of course, the paint, like I mentioned, a couple of dents that need to be pulled, and coilovers. But I was really tempted to just get into that and get this car about as finished as I possibly can. But then I realized something over the course of me owning this car and my Supra being down, and that's just, no matter how pretty, no matter how comfortable this car would be, no matter how nice it drives, how smooth, nothing replaces the feeling that the Supra gives you, of course. As you guys would know, the feeling of a boosted car is second to none, especially a JZ, in my opinion. It's a very dramatic driving experience, sounds amazing, feels amazing. It's pretty quick, even with the power it was at the moment, around 500 we would assume. Although that whole injector problem the car had could have been robbing some power. But the car moved. It was fun. It was super fun, guys. I really miss that car. This would not be a replacement for that. It just doesn't make sense for me to sacrifice that to make like a pretty show car. As far as what it needs mechanically, all I would really be needing now is a timing belt job and coilovers. That's about it. Coilovers or lowering spring struts, bags, you know, all those options. So other than that stuff that the car needs, the car has been absolutely phenomenal. as you guys heard when I started it up, super smooth, super quiet. Sound system, great, absolutely no issues, and I listen to my music pretty damn loud in this car. The sub gives it a nice kick. Factory sub, by the way. I'm not talking about anything I did. So overall, no issues with this car. And just other than those possible modifications and the timing belt job I mentioned, nothing else would really need to be done to it. I really want that Supra back, so all that stuff's going to be on hold other than maybe the timing belt job, of course. That's a maintenance thing. I want this car to actually live. So I'm not going to neglect it like that either. But as far as like the aesthetics and modifications, yeah, it can be neglected a bit, you know? So, now let's get on to the Supra, the good part of this. I'm finally going to start working on it again in the coming weeks. I have the drive shaft bearing, I just never got myself under the car to actually get it done. And I'm ordering all the parts to get timing done. Now if you're wondering why do you need timing on both cars, this one's just age. The other car, when that injector got stuck wide open, which is why we replaced the injectors, which there are a couple of videos of that on the channel as well, so check them out. But when that injector got stuck on cylinder 1, stuck open, and the fuel wasn't really combusted properly, tried cranking a couple times, and in there was a loud backfire, and that threw the timing off, I guess. So it's definitely a timing issue. Compression is super low across all cylinders at the moment. Like, it's just not right. It's not normal at all. So gonna do timing as a preliminary measure and also a maintenance measure. And with that, of course, cam seals, crank seal, water pump. Gonna get a crank damper to hold the power now. Kind of better that this happened now rather than later, because the car was at that 500 horsepower, basically not limit, but pretty much the first set of obstacles that come with building a fast car that's not fast from the factory. And even if I end up doing timing again on the car and then the compression's low or something like that happens, there's no way I am going to give up on that car or sell it with it not running. Even to sell it, I gotta get it running, okay? So it's not an option. For my own sake, better to replace all that stuff, and no matter what happens with the build at this moment, I already have it done, or I already have the parts for it. Let's say worst case scenario, I bent a valve really badly, or I have a cylinder that's super low on compression and I need to build a block or whatever the case may be. The car just sits for longer and I already have those parts, and eventually it's going to come back with everything done. So that's the whole reason this car's not running pretty much. That's about it. Just timing. And I had to set that car aside to buy this one, and then I couldn't control myself and I bought the wheels for it. So now that I have established what went wrong with the Supra and why it's on back, let's talk about how it's going to come back. Aside from the timing work, which I already mentioned, it won't really be getting any upgrades aside from the injectors that it got, at least I think, because I really want to drive the car the way it was, around 500 horsepower. I've barely enjoyed that car, okay? I've just been working on it, and it just kept breaking, and hasn't even been that bad, because really it was just the time I got T-boned. That was some downtime, but I took way more than I needed. Did coilovers, did a bunch of extra stuff, cooling system. Then it was the clutch, which was then the built transmission, and now the injector. So it really hasn't even broken all that much. It's just every time it's broken, it has been like, okay, now I got to do this, got to do this mod, got to do this mod, got to make sure it comes back better, whatever. So it's just been a lot of downtime with that car. Some of it my own fault, some of it not my own fault. But I really want that car back and just enjoy it as it was, as it is. I really need to just drive that car as it was, get to know it a little better, because also I don't want to be making too much power and then, kind of fuck up while driving it. And I haven't had much experience with the 500 horses, and it's a really nice power bracket to be at. The car is relatively reliable, still fast. It's pretty good. So I want to bring it back pretty much with nearly what was the current setup, other than the injectors and the timing work, and just save money. I really don't want to be spending that much money on the car at this moment, so I might just start buying other parts very slowly. I just want to enjoy the car the way it is, and I really would love it to come back better, faster, stronger, but I'd rather just kind of make it better and stronger, but not faster, if that makes sense. So that's where I stand with that car, and you guys are going to start seeing the work on it very soon. And also I might plan on getting some stuff for the interior, like seats, maybe some carbon parts, carbon hood, carbon trunk, simply because that car is a damn whale. So it would be a good idea to start trying to make the car faster by making it lighter without making more power, which does not compromise reliability. I'm really excited that I'm going to start bringing it back soon. I'll be ordering parts probably this week, and maybe in the next week or so I'll actually start busting my ass on that car to bring it back. So that's been the update for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on that notification bell, follow us on social media. Social media is down below in the description, and I also put them up on the video earlier. So yeah, I'm finally back, gonna start bringing you guys a lot more content. I got a GoPro now, so a lot of stuff's gonna be coming soon. But yeah, finally glad to be back, and I can't wait to see what 2020 has in store. On that note, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Everybody get smoked, dummy. Everybody get smoked, dummy. Yeah, look, I'm aiming straight for the jugular. Fuck it up, everybody finna talk what they want. Know that they saving the formula for me, but I talk a lot when I gotta be blunt. Ain't talking fast when I send it text out. Check the connection and lead the rest out. Speaking into this shit, got the best out. So I'm a medulla, look up with the shooters. I feel like I'm winning, I'm talking about me.